rise. Judge Vonda B court is now in session. Judge, this is the case of the Griffiths.
Thank you.
Yes.
You all may be seated. Mr. Griffith, you brought this case before the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what's going on?
Well, I'm raising two grandkids. I'm the legal guardian of those two grandkids. They were sired by my son here.
Oh, this is your son?
Man.
That's my son.
Okay.
Sometimes embarrassed to admit it, but anyway. And so I'm here today to try to get him to start contributing to the raising of these children. Now, I'm a personal banker. I've made decent money over the years.
Okay.
I'm hitting retirement age, and I just think it's time for him to start.
Judge Vonda D, who is presiding over the case of Griffith versus Griffith, begins the video by listening intently as Mr. Griffith, the grandfather and legal guardian of his two grandchildren, requests child support from his son, the children's biological father. The grandfather explains that he has been raising the children alone since their mother is no longer living with them, and that his son has not made any financial contributions. This sets the stage for a case that emphasizes the value of parental responsibility and financial support.
I agree. I agree with that. Are these children involved in any type of extracurricular activities or anything?
Oh yeah, they're getting up to the age where sports are there. I'm having to run across town to soccer and
I'm there too, man.
Obviously not, and I'm not talking to you, so I need you to wait your turn.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
I hate to admit it, but I've told him since he was a kid he's worthless, and I think it's bearing out. But,
Well, sir, that's not very nice, and we're not here to talk about your son in that way. We're here to get some support, financial support for your grandkids, okay?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So, kids involved in extracurricular activity, your son, their dad is not helping. Has he given you any money at all for the kids?
He has given me no money at all, and he's not taking responsibility. He comes by and sees the kids occasionally, but he has not been much of a father to them at all.
Okay. Where is the mother?
Well, she couldn't take much, I guess, of him anymore, so she left.
I kicked her out.
You what?
Excuse
kicked
me.
her out.
Excuse me.
I bet.
Yes, ma'am.
In just a moment, you can have your time. Just a moment. So she's not in the picture.
During his testimony, Mr. Griffith describes how he has been the only provider for his grandchildren, who are now 13 and 15 years old. He highlights that his son has not made any financial contributions or assumed any significant parental responsibilities, and the grandfather adds that the children participate in extracurricular activities, which further increases the financial burden. He expresses his frustration with his son's lack of accountability and hopes the court will force him to make contributions. The judge acknowledges this, the grandfather's actions and attempts to get the son's version of events.
Not anymore. We haven't heard from her in quite some time.
Okay.
I think the kids still remember her and they miss her, but,
How old are the kids?
Huh?
How old are the kids?
13 and 15.
13 and 15. Okay. Now, is there anything else you would like for me to know before I move to him?
Well, he goes a long time without working, and now he finally has a part-time job, I think, now, and probably couldn't afford much, but more than the money, I think it's time that he starts showing some manly responsibility. He's never done it before.
And I definitely agree. Sir, now it's your turn.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you have to say about what your father said in terms of not giving any financial support for the support of your children?
It's hard. I just got a job.
Okay.
I can
How much
start
are you
paying
working?
part-time, like
Part-time.
20, 30 hours a week at the shoe place.
Still a loser.
Okay, sir, that's not very nice. We're not going to do any type of name calling in this courtroom, okay?
Yes,
you guys are not going to do that to each other. You can save that at home when you all are, just between the two of you, but not here, okay?
Yes,
so you say you work about 20, 30 hours a week.
Yes, ma'am.
How much money do you make?
$15 an hour, so a couple of thousand a month, I think.
Okay.
Mr. Griffith Jr., the son, says he only works part-time for $15 an hour and cannot afford to pay child support. But the grandfather shares a startling fact. His son recently received a settlement of $100, $22,000 from a lawsuit The judge is clearly not impressed by the son's dishonesty and asks why he didn't tell the judge sooner. The son tries to minimize the settlement by saying he spent the majority of it on braces and other costs, but the judge isn't persuaded. As the judge gets ready to determine child support based on the settlement, revelation changes the tone of the case.
I think there's something, if I may, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
I think there's something that, in case he doesn't volunteer it, he has just recently got a settlement to a lawsuit. And that's the main reason. At $15 an hour, I wouldn't have brought him to court. Because it wouldn't have been worth the...
Now it makes sense. I could definitely see why he did not want to bring you to court for $15 an hour. So he's not very truthful, obviously, because he's looking at me with his mouth open like he is so confused.
He's just mad because of my car.
Well, you know what? Sir, I'm upset at the fact that when I ask you why you were not providing any financial support, you try to give me this sob story about $15 an hour. And you have a settlement. Let me ask your dad, because I don't think I'm going to get too much honesty out of you. How much is this settlement?
Well, my understanding is that his portion of it, I guess after legal fees and all, was about $100,000.
$100,000?
Oh, man. Come on.
You think it's funny? You think this is funny? You think it's a game?
I think it's funny.
You think it's funny?
Yes.
Why? Because you got more than that? You want to tell me you got more than that?
No.
So why is that funny?
I don't have $100,000.
So you didn't. So your father's not being honest about the settlement.
Well, I may have gotten it, but I don't have it anymore.
Okay, so
I got braces, man.
It does not cost. Excuse me, sir. What type of crazy do you think I am? It does not cost $100,000 for braces.
I got a couple other things too. I mean, there might be some left.
Okay, and you didn't bring that to court with you, did you? To show the proof of that. Yes or no? Did you bring any documents to court to show that you are not in possession of this money? You didn't, did you? No, you didn't. Actually, you did. Your dad turned in your settlement judgment. You actually got a settlement for $102,000.
It's a while back.
It was a while back. So you.
The son's $100 $22,000 settlement is used by Judge Vonda B to determine his child support obligation, establishing his monthly payment as $1,181.41. The judge highlights that settlements and other assets may be regarded as income for child support purposes under Texas law, and this includes payment for the grandfather's health insurance premiums for the children. The grandfather is relieved that the judge held his son responsible after the son, who at first appeared dismissive, now has a substantial financial obligation.
I guess blowing that money off made you lose your memory, huh? So what we're getting ready to do is make you pay child support to your dad. I'm glad that you think it's a joke, because we're not about to joke, and I want to see that same smile on your face when I read these numbers out to you on how much you're going to pay on child support. Okay, so at $102,000, I have your gross at $8,500. Which brings your net to a total of $6,525.63. Okay. Health insurance. Who pays health insurance?
I do, Your Honor.
How much is health insurance?
$250 a month.
$250. So we're going to make you reimburse that to your dad for health insurance. Okay. So as I was saying, net $6,525.63. That would bring your child support before the reimbursement to $1,631.41. Did you need to write it down? $1,631.41 plus $250 would be $1,881.41. Your monthly obligation, and I gave you credit for both kids.
I make $2,000 a month.
Okay, but you also have a settlement for $102,000. And I'm deeming that income because under Texas law, I have the right to do that. Okay. So your child support is not going to be set at $15,000. Based on $15 an hour. Because I'm sure you spent the $15 an hour getting those braces, not that $102,000. It's not going to work.
I'm afraid, Your Honor, he's spent a lot of the rest of that too. I think that's the reason he's him-hawing about.
Well, you know what, sir, and it's fine if he did. because he has to be able to give you $1,800 a month in child support. Otherwise, you'll have far more serious issues. Okay?
Right.
Anything further?
Well, I love my grandchildren, but I've told him along the way, once he hooked up with the lady he married, that he had all the fun. So it's been his responsibility to help take care of them. This is the first time he's ever had to pay up.
Well, and I thank you for bringing him to court and making him responsible, sir.
Okay.
If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Sure. Take Visa. This is great, man.
The film then cuts to an instructional section in which Judge Vonda B emphasizes the value of integrity and openness in court proceedings while explaining how settlements and other assets are taken into account when determining child support under Texas law. This case serves as a potent reminder of the legal duties parents have to help their children, even when unexpected assets like settlements are involved. The film concludes with a call to action, inviting viewers to subscribe for more insights in courtroom drama.